this is Kalyan Karmakar and welcome to Foodocracy Kitchens, where I speak to you about the food cooked by people belonging to different communities of India in Mumbai. And it's Easter, so it's going to be an Easter special episode from Bandra, where I live. Well, you've heard of the Easter bunnies? Well, we have Easter kitties. You saw Baby Loaf going in just before that. And this is little Nimki. So I'm going to let him down so I can talk to you properly. Well, I live in Bandra in Mumbai, which is a place where you have a lot of people from the Christian community, and the food here reflects that. And Easter is so much about resurrection and new beginnings, and I think that that's something which the world is really hoping for and looking for at the time of the pandemic. So most people are celebrating at home, but well, we are making the most of what it is. So let me tell you a bit about all of this food, which will give you an idea of also the food of Bandra and its original residents. And well, that's the thing about Easter. In India, it takes different shapes in different parts of the country, depending on what the local food practices are over there. So this gives you a bit of a flavor of Mumbai and Bandra. Let me start some food with what we've got from Candies, which is a bakery run by a Goan family, the Pereiras. So I've got mutton puff and I've got mutton potato chops. So I'm going to have this for breakfast, sliced in sandwich bread. And this is a tea treat. So the Bandra bakeries were often started by people who would be cooking the sort of food which they cooked at home, and the Pereiras are an example of that. And there's a lot of Portuguese influence on the Goan, the East Indian and the Mangalorean communities. And there's a lot of home baking. And an example of home baking is also this on the plate, which is the banana cake by our friend and neighbor Erica. It was much bigger, but we've been decimating it, and especially Kaina's, because she loves Erica's banana cakes, as do I. But that's really a lot of the Bandra tradition of the Goans and the East Indians. And Erica's also got us some lovely food from the Bandra Gymkhana. So this is one, which is the pan roll, which again the Mangaloreans, Goans, East Indians make. And in Calcutta, it is called the Panteras from the East Indian community. And the Anglo-Indian community. So this is the chicken pan roll. You also get it in Candies. This is a crisper version. So there's got a bread crumb coating. And let's see what's inside. Oh, so this is a surprise treat. Well, not a surprise, we knew what it was. But in Bandra Gymkhana, they have made chicken vindaloo pan rolls. So normally they are mutton and potato pan rolls or vegetarian. This is chicken vindaloo. Should I just stop the video and eat? No, okay, I've got work to do. Since I showed you the chicken vindaloo, let me not play favorites. Let me also show you what's in the mutton potato chops. I've had many mutton potato chops, but frankly the one at Candies is my favorite. We do vegetarian ones as well. And I've even got foreigners here from Australia, UK, US on my food walks, and they just loved it. So it's a soft potato casing with a very light crumb outside, and inside there is minced meat, mutton in this case. You also traditionally would also get potato chops made with buff, and sometimes you get that in the meat shops like Joseph's and Jude's and so on, made by local Goan and East Indian women for sale. I remember we used to call them potato chop bombs because they used to be so huge and so full of love. Okay, there's something more from Bandra Gymkhana which Erica's got for us, which is the sorpatel. So the sorpatel is a Portuguese influenced dish which I just love. So it's got finely minced pieces of pork, in fact all parts of pork if it's Goan. So it's got offal as well as meat. If it's East Indian, then it's more the eat part of the meat part of it. The flavoring depends on community to community. Like I find the East Indian sorpatel to be less tart and more on high on spice, and they use the East Indian masala. The Goan one tends to be tartar, and I've had the Mangalorean one at a place called Mangala at Mangalore, where they call it rakti, because there's also often like pig blood which is a part of it, and that is it's more bulky, the one in Mangalore, and it's more meaty, but I just love the sorpatel, and there are a lot of flavors. So you can see there's garlic, the redness which comes from the bottle masala, and this is of course the best part, which is the pieces of pork belly and the fat. And the pork belly and the fat is also there in the vindaloo. This is an East Indian version, which has come from a home chef outfit in Bandra's Pali village, which is called Chris's Den. And there are two ladies, Chrislyn and Denise, who do it, and we've had lovely East Indian food from them before, like the puffs, and then we've had some very nice food, like even the payas, which one associates with the Muslim community. But at Chris's Den, we've had some lovely paya East Indian style, and this is the Vindaloo. So this is the Vindaloo again comes from the Portuguese tradition, but in India with spices and chilies, it's made far more robust. So it tends to be a tangier dish like this one, and this is the sopatel. And I'm going to tell you the biggest trick and the only thing which you have to keep in mind when you have a Vindaloo or a sopatel or even a Parsi dhansak: do not have it fresh. Any East Indian mama, any Mangalorean mama, any Goan mama, or even a Parsi mama when it comes to dhansak will tell you that these always taste better the next day, even better the day after, and even better the day after that. Because especially the Vindaloo and the sopatel are also, there's a bit of pickling involved, and these are the sort of dishes which are meant to last for a while. And last but not the least, I've kept the most special platter, which has been made by our friend Gia, Erica's daughter, and she's on Instagram as Dining with Mao. And she has made these Easter eggs, and she's made a cheesecake with more little Easter eggs on it. And she's a fabulous baker. She's also a big friend of our Easter kitties, Baby Loaf and little Dinky. So, well, here's wishing you a lot of love and warm wishes from Bandra, and may you have a happy Easter and a blessed Easter, and may this be the beginning of a resurrection of all our lives.